This house is only about 850 square feet, but looking at it, it feels much bigger. The secret is in what the architects chose not to build. Instead of filling the lot with more rooms, much of life at the studio house happens between the garden, covered areas, decks, and completely open spaces. They didn't try to hide its size with tricks inside. The house simply grows outward. The studio house is in Kaduwela, on the outskirts of Colombo, Sri Lanka. The site overlooks a green wetland area, and the house was designed for a software engineer who began working from home after the pandemic. That meant creating a place where living and working could coexist. But there was another concern from the beginning: build only what was necessary and keep costs as low as possible. The architects themselves describe the idea as living big in a small house. And here, that starts with a very simple decision. Instead of asking how much they could fit onto the lot, they reduced the building to the essentials and preserved a much larger portion of the property as open space and garden. That's why those 850 square feet tell only part of the story. Upstairs, the enclosed volume remains quite compact, but decks and balconies extend beyond it, creating places where you can stay outside without really separating yourself from the rooms inside. Some of the large openings can almost disappear when fully opened, allowing the decks to work as direct extensions of the interior spaces. A grid of steel members continues beyond the walls, outlining a volume in the air that is larger than the enclosed part of the house itself. In some areas, it supports roofing or other elements. In others, it remains completely open. The upper volume is raised on a concrete structure, leaving much of the space below it open. What could have become more indoor floor area instead works as a covered extension of the garden. Vegetation reaches right into these sheltered spaces, and the house almost allows the ground to continue underneath it. The way the house was built follows the same idea of doing more with less. The base uses concrete, while the upper portion is made mostly from tubular steel sections. Instead of completely hiding that structure afterward, much of it remains exposed and becomes part of the house's appearance. The exterior enclosure is just as straightforward. Tactile, technical, describing the simple layered construction. Corrugated zinc aluminum sheets wrap the volume, while cement boards line the interior. Practical, climatic, explaining what happens between these layers. Thermal insulation sits between these layers to reduce heat gain. That helps explain the studio house's almost industrial appearance. It wasn't given an economical structure only to cover it later with materials meant to make it look like something else. The structure, the metal sheeting, and the way everything is modular ended up becoming the architectural language of the house itself. The staircase isn't hidden inside an enclosed stairwell. It sits outside, directly connecting the garden to the upper floor. So even the act of going upstairs means moving through this in-between space between indoors and outdoors. Its narrow shape isn't only about saving space. In Sri Lanka's hot and humid climate, a narrow building makes cross-ventilation easier. Air can move through the rooms more freely, helping cool the house naturally. Precise, introducing orientation as part of the same strategy. The orientation supports that strategy as well. Climatic, measured, explaining protection from low-angle sun. The narrower ends face east and west, reducing the amount of surface exposed to the low morning and afternoon sun. These are important solutions, but perhaps the most interesting thing about the studio house is still much simpler to see. Revealing, emphatic, summarizing the paradox. The less the architects enclosed, the bigger the house seems to become. Less construction left more room for the garden. Raising the upper floor created covered space underneath. The decks extended the rooms outward, and the steel structure continued beyond the walls, making the visual boundaries of the house much larger than its actual interior footprint. So, living big in a small house here isn't about making 850 square feet pretend to be 1,600. The studio house is still a small house. It's just that a large part of the experience of living there happens where the walls end.